All right, let's go. Let's do it. Welcome. Hey, it's G from the Academy. It's a brand new series. Interesting things. Yeah. Um, I thought I'd just do a little homeschool supplement series of information that we kind of all forget, but is interesting. Might even be useful for you. So, I think I'm going to keep the first few short and sweet and then see how deep into topics we want to go. Not making a special video for this because that's going to take forever. So I'm just going to put out the audio together with some extra links if people want to explore stuff more, and you can do that for yourself. So let's do it. Today we are looking at human composition, the human body. We all have one, right? Hopefully. And we all use it on a daily basis. Fantastic, amazing organisms that we are, but we don't really think about it a lot. Yeah, it's just one of those things, right? Because sometimes if we think about it a lot, we go, oh my God, I don't really know. How does this even work? Well, here's something to think about, right? Because the human body is essentially a miracle. Most of us take it for granted. You get up in the morning, you think everything's going to function, right? Maybe as you get older, it gets a bit more difficult. But even in order for us to carry out the simplest of instructions, or what we think is simple, our brains in our heads our brain in our heads, right? Brain in our head. Get your singulars and plurals right. There's also arguments about, like, are there other kinds of brains? Is there a brain in the stomach? Is there a brain in the heart? It's interesting how the electrical signals travel around the body. See, I said I was going to try and keep it simple, but I'm already sort of going off at a tangent. Anyway, our brains orchestrate and utilize a lot of different functions within the body and a lot of different muscles, as well as at the same time helping us to express different emotions. Quite fantastic, really. Of course, some emotions are more positive than other ones, right? But life is the human experiential roller coaster, I suppose. And think about just reading, for example, just the complex issue of reading a sentence, and the movement, and the eye muscles straining together, and the coordination that's important and relevant in different centers of the brain as you interpret the meaning and decipher what is going on around about you. Absolutely fantastic, the human body. So, what do we know about the composition of the human body? Well, it's 65% oxygen, it's 18% carbon, it's 10% hydrogen, and what else have we got? 3% nitrogen, and then there's this little mix of all these other elements. We've got calcium, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, chlorine, sodium, and all these tiny traces of magnesium, iron, manganese, copper, iodine, cobalt, and zinc. We forget that the human body is combined of all of these elements. One more thing is that we forget that we're mostly made up of water. Quite incredible, really. And maybe that's a balance of the universe kind of thing, because, the planet, we're on a water-based planet, right? In a sort of water-based ecosystem. So maybe there's some kind of connection there. Who knows? But mostly we're made up of water. On average, around 60% of our body weight is water. You wouldn't think it looking at a person sometimes. Well, maybe you would with some people more than others, but we don't see it, right? Why is that? Because most of the water is contained in what's called intracellular fluid, meaning that it's contained within the living cells of the body. Our blood itself only represents about 5% of our total body weight. Of the remaining 40% of the body weight, 18% is made up of fat, 15% protein, 7% minerals, mainly in the form of bone, and that's kind of what we are basically. This is what we're composed of. This is what we're made up of, and all of us, right? All of us, and we need all the different elements there, and we need to. Here's the piece of advice today, right? You need to eat well and eat the right kinds of foods that contain the right kinds of nutrients, so that your body can repair itself through life. Did you know? Did you know? He flies off at another tangent. That the what was I going to say? I was going to say something about the human body. Oh, it repairs itself, right? Whew, lucky I remembered that. Every 7 years, you grow a completely new human body. Yeah, because the cells in the human body are always regenerating, and it does that slowly, slowly, slowly. So over a period of 7 years, you have a completely different body. So I mean, if you look at the long term, however you are, whatever your body is doing right now, if you're not happy with it, it would be nice to think that you could have a new body in a month or a week or whatever. But at a cellular level, it actually goes through a process of taking 7 years. So maybe that's a sort of sign that we need to wait for some things. I don't know. What do you think? Leave a like or a reaction, a comment. Tell me what subjects you think would be interesting, and I will try to ramble through a topic and cover some of them and trip over my own words and fall down as it goes. So this is the pilot experiment for the new series. Interesting stuff. Maybe I said interesting things at the beginning. Did I say that? I don't know. Whatever. That's the way it goes. I hope you picked up something from this. I really ought to do a Q&A, just to check the information. And, I did the Q&A would be like you'd listen to it and then answer the questions at the end, or you could give out the questions at the beginning and try to follow what I'm rambling about. Well, that's it. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a great day, and we'll see where it all goes. Bye for now.